Your mind can be your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy. It holds the power to shape your reality, your happiness, and your success. But how do you take control of this incredible force? In today's journey, we'll explore 7 transformative lessons from Buddhism that will help you discipline your mind, conquer inner chaos, and unlock your highest potential. Imagine a life where distractions no longer control you, where you respond with calm instead of reacting impulsively. Picture yourself breaking free from old habits, mastering your emotions, and living with clarity and purpose. These lessons aren't just theories, they're practical steps you can take starting today. Get ready to uncover the secrets to mental freedom and inner peace. Let's dive into this transformative journey together. 1. Understand the enemy within. The journey to disciplining your mind begins with self-awareness. The enemy within is not some external force or person. It's the doubts, fears, negative thoughts, and cravings that reside in your mind. In Buddhism, this inner turmoil is often referred to as the defilements of the mind: greed, hatred, and delusion. These mental states cloud your judgment, drain your energy, and keep you stuck in cycles of suffering. To understand the enemy within, start with mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's like shining a flashlight into a dark room, revealing what's lurking in the corners. For example, if you notice recurring feelings of jealousy or fear, don't try to push them away. Instead, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What triggers these emotions? The Buddha taught that understanding is the first step to liberation. When you truly understand the root cause of your negative thoughts, you can begin to let them go. This doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience and consistent practice, but with time, you'll realize that the enemy within is not as powerful as it seems. It's simply a collection of thoughts and patterns that you can change. 2. Reprogram your mind with identity shifts. Buddhism teaches that we are not fixed beings. We are constantly evolving. This concept, known as anatta or non-self, means that you have the power to redefine yourself at any moment. Your current habits and behaviors are not permanent. They are simply the result of past conditioning. To discipline your mind, you must start by changing how you see yourself. Think about the identity you want to embody. For instance, if you aspire to be more focused, start telling yourself, this affirmation might feel strange at first, especially if you don't believe it yet. But by consistently reinforcing this identity through small, intentional actions, you can reprogram your mind. For example, if you want to become a mindful person, practice mindfulness daily, even for just 5 minutes. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts. Over time, these small actions reinforce your new identity. This process aligns with the Buddhist principle of sama vayama, or right effort, which emphasizes the importance of consistently working toward positive change. Identity shifts don't happen overnight, but they are incredibly powerful. By viewing yourself as a disciplined person, you naturally start making choices that align with this identity, and your mind begins to follow suit. 3. Embrace the art of controlled chaos. Life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or organize, unexpected events will always occur. In Buddhism, this unpredictability is a reflection of impermanence, one of the 3 universal truths. The Buddha taught that everything is constantly changing, and resisting this reality only leads to suffering. Controlled chaos is about finding balance in the midst of uncertainty. It's about learning to navigate life's storms without losing your center. Imagine a river during a storm. It doesn't try to fight the current, it flows with it. Similarly, a disciplined mind learns to adapt to change rather than resist it. Start by practicing acceptance. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, take a moment to pause and breathe. Instead of reacting with frustration or panic, remind yourself that change is a natural part of life. Meditation is an excellent tool for cultivating this mindset. Through meditation, you train your mind to remain calm and focused, even when external circumstances are chaotic. Another way to embrace controlled chaos is by exposing yourself to small, manageable uncertainties. For example, try stepping out of your comfort zone by taking on a new challenge or trying something unfamiliar. Each time you face uncertainty with courage, you strengthen your ability to stay composed in the face of larger challenges. Over time, you'll find that chaos no longer intimidates you. It becomes an opportunity for growth. 4. Build systems, not just goals. In the pursuit of discipline, many people focus solely on setting goals. While goals provide direction, they are not enough to sustain long-term change. Buddhism teaches us to focus on the present moment and the process rather than fixating on future outcomes. This is where systems come in. A system is a set of habits and routines that support your desired outcomes. For example, if your goal is to cultivate mindfulness, your system might include meditating for 10 minutes each morning, practicing gratitude in the evening, and taking mindful breaths during the day. These small, consistent actions create a foundation for long-term growth. Systems are effective because they shift your focus from results to actions. Instead of worrying about whether you've achieved your goal, you concentrate on the daily practices that move you closer to it. Over time, these practices become second nature and the results follow naturally. To build effective systems, start by identifying one area where you want more discipline. Break this goal into small, actionable steps and incorporate them into your daily routine. Remember, discipline is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Even if you stumble, return to your system and keep moving forward. 5. Learn the power of self-command. Self-command is the ability to take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions instead of letting them control you. It's the practice of choosing your response thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively to a situation. In Buddhist teachings, this practice is deeply rooted in mindfulness and awareness. It empowers you to navigate life with clarity, poise, and a sense of purpose. Imagine someone criticizes you harshly. Your immediate instinct might be to react with anger, defensiveness, or even retaliation. This is a natural reaction, driven by emotion rather than thought. However, self-command invites you to pause. In that moment, take a deep breath. Let the intensity of your emotions settle and ask yourself a simple yet profound question. What is the most constructive way to respond to this situation? This act of pausing is transformative. It interrupts the cycle of impulsive reactions and gives you space to align your response with your values and goals. Developing self-command requires conscious effort and consistent practice. Begin by identifying moments in your day when you feel triggered, times when emotions like anger, frustration, or impatience arise. Instead of acting immediately, practice pausing. Take 3 deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. Use this time to observe your emotions without judgment. Acknowledge what you're feeling, but don't let it dictate your actions. For instance, you might think, I feel angry right now, but I don't have to let this anger control my response. Over time, this practice creates a mental buffer, a space between your emotions and your actions. This space is where clarity and wisdom arise. You can step back from the situation and assess it with a calm, objective mind. You might even recognize that the criticism isn't personal or that it contains constructive feedback. By practicing self-command, you begin to respond in ways that strengthen relationships, reduce conflict, and enhance your inner peace. One way to strengthen self-command further is through consistent mindfulness meditation. Meditation trains your mind to remain present and aware, even in difficult situations. By sitting quietly and observing your thoughts without judgment, you develop the ability to do the same in everyday life. This strengthens your ability to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting on autopilot. Another effective approach is to reflect on past situations where you reacted impulsively. Ask yourself, how could I have responded differently? This reflection allows you to learn from your experiences and prepares you to handle similar situations more effectively in the future. Remember, self-command is not about suppressing emotions or becoming robotic. It's about mastering your inner world so that your emotions and actions serve you rather than hinder you. It takes time and effort, but with practice, it becomes a natural part of who you are. A disciplined mind, rooted in self-command, gives you the freedom to face life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. This freedom is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. 6. Conquer the addiction to comfort. Comfort is something we all naturally seek. Our minds and bodies are wired to avoid pain, discomfort, or anything that feels like a challenge. While comfort provides a sense of security and ease, becoming overly attached to it can hinder our growth and discipline. The Buddha's teachings remind us that true freedom and strength come not from clinging to comfort, but from learning to embrace discomfort with courage and resilience. Why is comfort so addictive? It's because it feels safe. Staying in your comfort zone means avoiding risks, challenges, and the possibility of failure. But Buddhism teaches us that clinging to comfort creates stagnation. Life is dynamic and ever-changing, and by avoiding discomfort, we miss opportunities for growth and transformation. Instead of progressing, we remain stuck in habits, routines, and behaviors that limit our potential. To conquer the addiction to comfort, we must first understand that discomfort is not inherently bad. In fact, discomfort is often a sign that we are stepping outside our comfort zones and challenging ourselves in meaningful ways. Think about moments in your life when you achieved something significant. It likely involved effort, uncertainty, and even some level of discomfort. Yet the rewards, growth, confidence, and success far outweighed the temporary challenges. The Buddha often taught about the middle way, a path that avoids both extreme indulgence and extreme deprivation. Conquering the addiction to comfort doesn't mean seeking out suffering or abandoning joy. It means finding a balance where you're willing to face challenges without being overwhelmed by them. It's about training your mind to see discomfort not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Start with small, intentional steps. Challenge yourself to do something slightly uncomfortable each day. For example, wake up 30 minutes earlier than usual, take a cold shower, or engage in a task you've been avoiding. These small acts of stepping outside your comfort zone help you build mental resilience. Over time, you'll develop the strength to tackle bigger challenges, whether it's pursuing a new career, speaking in public, or navigating a difficult conversation. Buddhist meditation practices can also help you embrace discomfort. During meditation, you might experience physical discomfort, restlessness, or frustration. Instead of shifting positions or stopping, observe these sensations with curiosity and acceptance. Remind yourself that discomfort is temporary and that you have the strength to endure it. This practice teaches you to sit with discomfort rather than running from it, which translates to greater mental discipline in daily life. Another powerful way to conquer the addiction to comfort is by reframing how you view it. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to fear or avoid, see it as a teacher. Each moment of discomfort holds a lesson. For example, a challenging workout teaches you perseverance, a difficult conversation teaches you courage, and facing failure teaches you humility and resilience. When you approach discomfort with this mindset, it transforms from an obstacle into an ally. It's also important to recognize the false sense of security that comfort provides. Staying in your comfort zone might feel safe, but it often prevents you from achieving your goals or discovering your true potential. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding by staying comfortable? What could I gain by stepping outside my comfort zone? Reflecting on these questions can motivate you to take action. Overcoming the addiction to comfort doesn't mean abandoning joy or relaxation. It means breaking free from the limitations that comfort can impose. It's about learning to embrace challenges and face uncertainty with confidence. The Buddha taught that life's greatest rewards come from letting go of attachments, including our attachment to ease and security. As you practice stepping outside your comfort zone, you'll notice a profound shift. You'll become more adaptable, resilient, and courageous. Tasks that once seemed daunting will feel achievable, and you'll experience a deep sense of fulfillment from knowing you're growing into your best self. This journey takes time, but each small step builds the mental discipline needed to conquer comfort and embrace the richness of life. 7. Align discipline with your higher purpose. Discipline is often misunderstood as mere willpower or the ability to force yourself to do something. While willpower is important, true and sustainable discipline comes from aligning your actions with a deeper sense of purpose. In Buddhism, this purpose often revolves around compassion, mindfulness, and living in harmony with the world. When discipline is rooted in a higher purpose, it becomes less about obligation and more about fulfillment and meaning. Why is purpose so important to discipline? Imagine you're trying to build a habit, such as meditating every day. If your only motivation is external, like impressing others or reaching a specific milestone, your discipline will likely waver when the initial excitement fades. However, if you meditate because it aligns with your deeper purpose, such as cultivating inner peace or improving your ability to help others, your commitment becomes much stronger. Having a purpose transforms discipline from a burden into a fulfilling journey. To align your discipline with a deeper purpose, start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What principles guide your life? What kind of person do you aspire to be? In Buddhism, this reflection often centers on values like kindness, wisdom, and the understanding that everything is connected. For example, if compassion is important to you, your discipline might involve making a habit of responding with patience and kindness, even in tough moments. If mindfulness is your priority, you might commit to daily meditation or intentional breathing exercises. Once you identify your purpose, let it shape your daily choices. Imagine your purpose is to live a life dedicated to helping others. This bigger goal can inspire you to stay disciplined in learning new skills, taking care of your health, or managing your time wisely, because each of these habits strengthens your ability to serve. When discipline is connected to a greater purpose, it becomes more than just a routine. It becomes a source of lasting motivation. Buddhism teaches that intention matters just as much as action. The Buddha emphasized that why you do something is just as important as what you do. When you bring a clear and positive intention to your discipline, whether it's to grow, help others, or seek truth, it changes the way you experience it. For instance, waking up early might feel like a struggle if your only goal is to be more productive. But if your intention is to create time for personal growth or to strengthen relationships, It suddenly feels more meaningful and rewarding. Another way to align discipline with your purpose is by practicing gratitude. Take a moment to recognize how your discipline supports your bigger goals and benefits both you and those around you. If you're committed to regular exercise, appreciate how it keeps you strong and energized, allowing you to care for your loved ones or follow your passions. Gratitude deepens the connection between your actions and your purpose, making discipline feel like a gift rather than an obligation. It's important to regularly reflect on and refine your purpose. Life is always changing, and your sense of purpose may shift over time. Buddhist wisdom encourages us to stay open and adaptable, allowing new insights to shape our journey. Ask yourself from time to time, does my current path reflect my values and purpose? Are there new ways I can live more authentically? This kind of reflection keeps your discipline meaningful and aligned with your evolving goals. But remember, aligning discipline with your purpose doesn't mean striving for perfection. Discipline is a journey, not a final destination. There will be times when you struggle or feel disconnected from your purpose, and that's completely normal. Instead of being discouraged, see these moments as chances to grow. Be kind to yourself, learn from setbacks, and gently guide yourself back to your path. When discipline is rooted in a higher purpose, it becomes a source of strength and fulfillment. The effort you put in feels meaningful because it's connected to something bigger than yourself. Over time, this alignment brings a deep sense of balance and satisfaction, helping you live with clarity, intention, and joy. These 7 lessons offer a practical and powerful way to train your mind. By recognizing your inner challenges, embracing change, creating supportive habits, and staying true to your purpose, you can reshape your thinking and unlock your full potential. This journey takes patience and persistence, but the rewards, inner peace, clarity, and resilience, are truly worth it. Thank you for being part of this exploration of timeless Buddhist wisdom. May these lessons inspire you to master your mind and walk a path of peace and purpose. Until next time, stay mindful and stay inspired.